But yes, your benevolent leader has returned, bringing gifts, which are a gift for me and not anyone else, you know. In fact, it's honestly probably quite a travesty for you guys, because I'm eating a banana again, except without face cam. I know, I'm so sorry to deprive you of such a glorious, glorious sight. Now, the phallic insertion has to wait for the live stream on, you know, that other website. Did I even unmute the mic? Hold on. I might not have. Yes, I did. Okay. So I'm just gonna quickly eat this. Normally, when I know I'm recording, and this is probably gonna end up in the video anyway, because I'm really bad at editing, like, really, really big chunks of video. So normally, on just regular recordings, I wouldn't eat while I'm doing it, or like I'd you know, take a little break to eat. Since we're streaming, I don't want to leave you guys with Bouncy Bush for quite so long, so I'm just gonna do it while we hang out with my man. Actually, we're gonna save the people I actually give a fuck about till last, because, well, I give a fuck about them. So for now, we hang with Ashley.
Commander?
Like my third least, is she my least favorite? She's not as bad as Kaiden, but all the humans suck in the first game. Ashley kinda gets a bit cooler as the series goes on. I don't know, man. How we doing?
What's your opinion on the last mission?
Kinda wish you'd got there sooner, Commander. No offense, I appreciate the rescue. I just wish...
That we saved your unit.
You wish we'd been able to save the rest of your unit?
Yes, sir. If I had been more alert, we wouldn't have been cut down by an ambush.
And probably, you know, it's not a great idea that we witnessed them as those adorable little blue Scooby-Doo creatures after they were penetrated by that spike for so long. Why do they run like that? Husks are actually scary in Mass Effect 2 and 3. But in 1, they're just adorable, doing that little tiptoe dance with their arms out. Why? And that's like the Geth's ultimate weapon at the moment. Don't blame yourself.
The Geth are perfect ambushers. They don't move, they don't make noise, they don't even breathe.
Sir, they have flashlight heads. I'll make sure it doesn't happen again.
Yeah, man, I kind of suck at my job, huh?
What's your opinion on the last mission?
No, we just did this,
no
damn.
Offense. I appreciate
Yeah. I wanted to do the other thing.
Alert,
Don't blame yourself.
Sure
Can we talk?
Do you have a few minutes to talk one-on-one?
Don't accidentally fuck her. Don't accidentally fuck her. Don't accidentally fuck her.
I wouldn't mind talking more later, though.
Ah, damn it. Okay, she's
Dismissed,
sounding
Chief.
horny. I don't like it. We need to wait. We need to blank her as much as possible, because Blue Lady hasn't even shown up yet. And I'm not going anywhere near that. Like, I don't appreciate Ashley at all. She's the most annoying bitch in the entire fucking game. Rex Garrus. Rex Garrus. Both unquestionably the ultimate reptilian daddies. No, Garrus is more of like an insectoid daddy. You've seen his backwards knees. Oh, his backwards knees are extra pointy today. Good for you, buddy. They even look polished. Why are they shiny? Whatever. Don't get distracted. We can't fuck him in this game either. So I guess Rex... I genuinely feel bad for having favorites.
Nice ship you got, Shepard.
You're welcome,
What can
Rex.
I do for you?
Oh, you can do for me a personal inquiry.
What's your story, Rex?
There's no story. Go ask the Quarian if you want stories.
Just a short one. I kind of like playing around with him. Why do I look so angry? Come on,
You've
Rex.
Krogan lived for centuries. Don't tell me you haven't had a few interesting adventures.
Let's poke it out of him.
Well, there was this one time the Turians almost wiped out our entire race. That was fun.
Yeah. No, that's unfortunate. I mean, I am a bit having to make him hang around with Garrus, huh? I mean, Garrus didn't really do it personally, but he seems to hate all other races too. He was fucking with Talia, he was fucking with Rex. I don't remember Garrus being such a bitch to begin with. I love him.
I heard about that. You know, they almost did the same to us.
It's not the same.
How are we supposed to get the full experience if we don't have the segs? Segs with 2 G's. Incredible. With every female we lay eyes on. You don't want Ashley, dude. Anyone but Ashley. I was already fucking stonewalled by the prostitute, which is depressing. You'd think the prostitute could probably benefit quite a bit from allowing me inside, from allowing me within the chasms. But no, apparently I'm not even beautiful enough for her. Is it the fact one of my eyes is nearly hanging out? Or just the horrible mess I created in the fucking character creator? Or maybe my ears that look like undercooked bacon. That's probably got something to do with it, that someone took a horrible rotting shit inside. What's with like the weird brown, green, extruding. What is that? I don't understand why the ears look so horrible while the rest of his face actually looks pretty fucking good for, like, you know, a remaster of a 2007 game. It isn't?
It seems pretty much the same to me.
So your people were infected with a genetic mutation?
Oh no, we can still fuck
An
like.
infection
I nearly said
that
the
makes
wind.
only
That's not an
fewer
expression.
1,000 children survive birth? And I suppose it's destroying your entire species?
How would one fuck like the wind? Surely then you're gonna move through the rankings of light breeze all the way up to solar hurricane. And I think we know
Suppose it
which
isn't all.
end Shepard is on and which one Rex is on.
I don't expect you to understand, but don't compare humanity's fate with the Krogan.
But don't worry, Padawan Tyrannosaurus over here. I'll show you my ways and together we will cure the genophage through disappointing your women so much through our
I
pity
was just
party
making
peen failures.
conversation.
That
Wasn't
they'll
trying to
wish a
upset you.
baby into existence so
ignorance
much
doesn't
just because
upset
that is the
me,
fastest
Shepard.
way to kill a sex life.
As for the Krogan, I gave up on them long ago. The genophage infected us, but it's not what's killing us.
And I guess one of them will eventually pray to your blood gods hard enough that the blood gods will miss the taste of menstruation. With a hint
We're
of
sure not
MSG.
getting any stronger. We're too spread out. None of us are interested in staying in our own system.
I mean, he's dressed up as some kind of high-tech vibrator, so I assume he just works for, the world's most advanced sex store. He's their mascot. It's like the fast food places where you got, like, someone dressed as a goddamn burger. It's the equivalent.
Lots
That's
of species have
acceptable now.
left their homes and prospered.
But they go to colonize new worlds. We're not separate.
I wonder if he's functional.
We're warriors. We want to fight. So we leave. Hire ourselves out. And most of us never go back.
Really don't like the idea of rental on-lease vibrators. Imagine the landlords pimping those out. Jesus Christ, he's big enough, bloodthirsty enough to be jammed in the Reaper to be the
What
final
can you tell
fucking
me
end
about
of
the
it.
genophage?
Make the end of this game a
Ask the
climax for
Solarians
both
if you want
sides, in
details.
different ways.
They made it. All I know, it makes breeding nearly impossible. Thousands die in stillbirth, and most never get that far. Every Krogan is infected, every one. And no one's rushing to find a cure.
I mean, on the bright side, it's probably an okay thing for your women, right? I imagine your sex doesn't look particularly friendly. I imagine your dicks don't look particularly friendly. That thing's barbed, there's no doubt. What?
Why don't the Krogan try to find a cure?
When was the last time
It's the
you
new
saw
Ronald
a
McDonald.
Krogan
No, not
scientist?
Rex.
You ask a Krogan, would he rather find a cure for the genophage or fight for credit? He'll choose fighting every time. It's just who we are, Shepard. I can't change that. Nobody can.
One gets the satisfaction of a way of life and systematic ecology of countless sentient species saved, and the other gets to come and die. Kinda weird that you need to head out of your own fucking system to do this, though. Maybe the other fleshies like to pay for the exotic. Although back on Earth, I imagine people just use Gila monsters and pretend that they're slaying a dragon once they can pull their cocks like Excalibur out of the Cheerio box. Here come the vibrating ballad to the end times. Buckle up, suckle puppy. I see.
So long, Rex.
Shepard.
We have that fucking existential crisis conversation. Just, so long, dude. See you later.
Shepard.
Shepard.
Rex.
Oh no, that's all we do. Okay, we just... that's all we can say to each other now. We're like fucking Pokemon. Still can't get out of my head that you guys called him Ronald McDonald because I made the fucking hamburger sex shop comparison. Sex shops do not need clown mascots. Nipples do not need red nose equivalents. The squirting process cannot be sped up with the advent of asking someone to come closer and smell the obviously plastic flower on your
Have you worked with
lapel.
a Spectre before?
Well, no, but I know what they're like. Spectres make their own rules. You're free to handle things your way. At C-Sec, you're buried by rules. rules. The damn bureaucrats are always on your back.
In the same way that running water helps you piss, I guess. Squirting clown petals help you bloom into a powerful, mature woman with a water spout that even Wincy Spider wouldn't climb up. Sorry about that, spritz jester. True. I mean, I agree. But as a Spectre, we're gonna need to bend the absolute fuck out of the... And how many crimes have we committed already? I just need all the XP, damn it.
Being a Spectre does have its advantages.
Exactly my point. If I'm trying to take down a suspect, it shouldn't matter how I do it, as long as I do it.
But CSEC wants it done their way. Protocol and procedure come first. That's why I left.
So that was your reason, huh?
So you just quit because you didn't like the way they do things?
There's more to it than that. It didn't start out bad, but as I rose in ranks, I got saddled with more and more red tape. CSEC's handling of Saren was typical. I just couldn't take it anymore. I hate leaving.
It's a tough decision, Garrus.
I hope you made the right choice. I'd hate for you to regret it later.
Well, that's sort of why I teamed up with you. It's a chance for me to get off the Citadel, see how things are done outside CSEC.
Oh, don't worry, Garrus. We allow our bunk beds to be pushed together.
And without CSEC headquarters looking over my shoulder,
I haven't hired the
maybe I can get the
lumberjacks
job done
needed
my way
to
for a
cut the
change.
top bunk down to size yet, but when they do, feel free to sandwich yours on top of me and squeeze until the mustard starts to emerge and curl up through the bread ridges. That's how it's done. What do you mean you don't like it? I thought you wanted to know. You've seen enough? Garrus, come back! I'll let you shackle Seth Green's weird legs and then make him take a piss! Oh, what do you mean you just wanted justice? Get justice for those cancelled for laughing at that man when every single second he walks, he could best be described as a fucking crispy M&M! The anthropomorphic sugar shells, not the guy who claims to be the absolute god of wrapping presents or whatever the fuck he's up to. I'm worried that if I tell him that he can do things his way all the time, he'll kill some pretty important characters just because, like, before we get information out of him. So that depends, dude.
If getting the job done
I
means
still make the
endangering
calls.
innocent people, then no. We get the job done right, not fast. Got it?
I wasn't trying to. I understand, Commander.
Yeah, get fucked. Back in your lane, Garrus. Also, I love you. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Don't cry.
Commander, good to see you.
Okay, he's doing fine. I don't think Turians can cry. They look incredibly dry. They look like just running your finger along them is gonna give you 1,000 paper cuts. I don't know how they fuck.
Looking for
I
supplies?
can only assume it's like making taco shells kiss. So you can stack them
How
ever
often will you
higher.
get new items?
And look
Well,
like
that
a
depends
really,
on how
really
many licenses
progressive,
you purchase.
culturally in
But I'll
tune
rotate items
family,
on
even
a
though it's
regular
led by a
basis regardless.
matriarch called.
And anytime
wait
we land
for it,
someplace
I
with
would
a
do
big
a
enough
drum
port,
roll if it
I'll
didn't
buy,
hurt the
sell,
little
and
Mike's
trade whatever I
feetsies.
can. Check back often. I need to move items quickly, so only the most basic items will be stocked
And that's
consistently.
one mom that has not got it going
Let's see what
on.
you've got.
It
You
being
bet.
a high quality, through the ages recipe for a home cook to absolutely masterclass some ground beef with an arbitrary time limit of under 20 minutes. Hopefully we'll be able to find some tools pretty soon, because I'm not even sure I have myself a fucking Omni tool right now, which is insanity, and I didn't even realize it was possible. Let's sell the Kessler. Let's sell all of these, sell all junk as well. What is junk? Can I mark things as junk? I didn't get any money. What the hell did I give him? Oh, it's offering me to do it again. Okay, so I think the sell all junk on this guy is broken, because I did that last time, but then on a few people, or on everyone other than him, sell all junk is grayed out unless you've got junk. Jesus Christ, my mind. Like grinding sandpaper? No! Ah! People romance him! Okay, never mind. I'm glad we're just sticking to just friends. Society has once again evolved the need for friends. Element 0, cool. Oh, Ezo! I've been calling it Ezo for so long, I forgot that Element 0 exists. Engineer Adams, who the fuck
you know
are you?
that Quarian Tally? She's been spending all her time down here asking me about our engines.
This is who we would have been stuck with if we didn't recruit Tali. Oh my god. Can I land somewhere where you're very likely to die, please? Can I just crash the Normandy in such a way that you're crushed and no one else? Joker, get on it, if anyone can! Is she bothering you?
I'll tell her to leave you alone.
What? No, she's amazing. I wish my guys were half as smart as she is. Give her a month on board and she'll know more about our engines than I do.
God, you're just
She's got a real
asking to
knack
be
for
fired and I
technology,
welcome it.
I can see why you wanted her to come along.
She's useful.
I figured she'd be a real asset to the team.
Why do I
You've got an
constantly
eye
look
for
so
talent,
upset?
Commander, but I'm guessing that's not why you came down here.
I look like I'm gonna peel off his fucking face with nothing but my toenails. Like, why do I look so angry? And also cross-eyed. In fact, now I just look sad. I'm cycling through every emotion humanity is capable of right now, and I'm not even sure why. Stealth
Fill
system.
me in on the IES stealth systems. How does it work exactly?
You can't hide a ship out in space. They emit too much heat and radiation. Too easy for sensors to pick them up, unless you find a way to capture those emissions. So our stealth systems trap the energy we give off in storage sinks built into the ship itself. No emissions to give away our location.
I really like this guy's voice, by the way.
More
He's
than
lucky he's got
4
that,
hours
because his
running
face isn't
the
doing him any favors.
Cook us inside our own hull.
So right now, we're invisible. Well, actually, we're docked in the Normandy. I feel like us being... we're docked in the Citadel. I feel like us being invisible creates a few more problems than it's worth. Like, people aren't going to be able to realize that people are going to try and park in our spot. And by proxy, nuke the entire station where both ships blow up. Why are we doing this?
There's no way for anyone to detect us?
A visual scan can still pick us up. Anyone
Okay,
looking out
good.
a window can see us plain as day.
Okay, good.
But you have to be pretty close to get an actual visual out in space. Most vessels rely on scanners. As long as the stealth systems are engaged, they can't see us. Not unless we accelerate to FTL speeds.
Well, FTL gives us away, huh?
Why doesn't it work with faster than light travel?
Cranking up the FTL blue shifts our emissions, pushes them into frequencies too high to capture in the sinks. As soon as we make the jump, it's like setting off a flare. Sensors can pick up our location whenever we enter or exit FTL flight, but for short-range missions, our stealth systems are amazing, and we've got the only one.
The only one in the fucking world? And they're giving it to the first human Spectre. No one is, not someone who's actually proven. Hell, Saren should probably fucking have this thing, and he's ending the world. He's like the best performing Spectre. I wasn't even a Spectre when I got this. It went to Captain Anderson. I guess it's just to placate the humans who want... Is it placate or placate? Placate, right? Pacify? It comes from that, right? I don't fucking know. I guess it was to placate the humans while giving them nothing else. But this ship alone is probably enough to destroy half the other species in the entire galaxy. Personal question.
Where else have you served, Adams?
If you name a class of Alliance ship, I've probably served on it. Everything from dreadnoughts and carriers right down to frigates like the Normandy. My last assignment was on the Tokyo, only a cruiser, but she's
Tokyo?
a good ship.
They've just
Couldn't
lifted
hold
the
a candle to
entire
the
city of
Normandy,
Tokyo off Earth and just made it into a ship. Impressive. If anyone's gonna do it, it's Tokyo, to be fair. Edge, my beautiful boy, how much more are you planning on going for streaming? I'm gonna go till 8, I think. I want an 8-hour session. I want to normalize 8-hour sessions again, because that's what I used to do back in the day, and that's what I feel worked best. It wasn't enough to, like, overtire me or anything. It wasn't enough to burn out, but it was enough to get enough decent chunks of, like, game in every single session. Like, we've only just got off the Citadel. There's a lot of game in Mass Effect, and since I'm such a fucking completionist, and I play RPGs pretty fucking regularly, if I want to hit new releases and everything, I feel like 8-hour sessions are probably gonna have to be the norm going forward, and I'm very happy for that. I hope you guys perfectly happy with that as well. If you guys want it to be shorter, longer, whatever, if you want to get feedback is what I'm asking for. My brain just doesn't fucking function. My tongue is untamed today. Unchained even. It's the only way to tame it, actually. Normandy.
I want to know more about the Normandy.
She's the best ship I've ever served on.
We've been
Probably
stationed on the
fastest
Normandy for
vessel
fucking
ever
years.
designed. She's the only one using the new Tantalus drive core.
Tell me more.
What's so special about the Tantalus drive core?
Proportionally, it's about twice the size of any other vessel. Not only are we faster, we can run at FTL speeds longer before we have to discharge the core.
We're all beautiful men here, apart from the ones who are not men. Should I hang out with Tali? Yeah, we'll go ahead and hang out with Tali. How could I ever say no? What am I talking about? Why wouldn't I? Her suit is so different in the first game. I'm really confused, but I don't remember her ever looking... Maybe it's just the op-res, or maybe they made her look genuinely different in the remaster for some reason, but she looks... I don't know. It's more militarized than what she ends
Your
up in.
ship's amazing, Shepard. I've never seen a drive core like this before. I can't believe you were able to fit it into a ship this small.
Yeah, I do, have a little
I'm
talent
starting
for
to
that.
understand why you humans have been so successful. I had no idea Alliance vessels were so advanced.
Tali, we are all incredibly talented Pinhole occupants. the humans come together with their ability to push it in for as long as they can, no matter how clearly that nothing is going to change. This ship's special.
Normandy's a prototype. Cutting-edge technology.
A month ago, I was patching a makeshift fuel line into a converted tug ship in the flotilla. Now, I'm sitting on board one of the most advanced vessels in Citadel space. I have to thank you again for bringing me along. Traveling on a vessel like this is a dream come true for me.
Got another highly advanced vessel you can travel on if you so desire, Tali, but for fuck's sake, it won't happen in this game. All the circumstances, the weather, the asbestos are clearly not the right environment for a sudden megalodon-sized glowing ball of speed lust. You combine that with the Turians stick up their asses to expand even the tightest of broom closet bum crannies, shall we say, and you can store all your nuts for the winter, no matter how long you expect.
I had no idea
to have a
you found ship
lie-in for
technology
the
so
lovely
interesting.
holidays.
It comes
Date
with
me?
being a quarry.
It's the only race
The
trait worth
migrant fleet
taking.
is the key to the survival of my people. Ships are our most valuable resource. But we don't have anything like this. We make do with cast-offs and second-hand equipment. We just try to keep them running for as long as we can. Some of the fleet's larger vessels date all the way back to our original flight from the Geth.
What about the flotilla itself? Well, I guess the flotilla is the fleet, isn't it? But I swear you've got a mothership. That can't be that ancient, right? It's the coolest ship I've ever fucking seen. It's arguably cooler than the Citadel. And what is that? Because she's Tali, Katali Zoravas, Raya? Is it the Raya that she originates from? That ship's fucking awesome. I look forward to meeting that down the line, but that was 300 years ago.
I can't believe your fleet's still using ships that are 3 centuries old.
They're constantly being repaired, modified, and refitted. They aren't pretty, but they work. Mostly.
I think they're fucking pretty.
We
Did
try
BioWare
to make
forget
ourselves
to make the
as
Quarians
independent
ugly as fuck?
possible on the flotilla, grow our own food, mine and process our own fuel. But some things we just can't make on our own. A patch to maintain the hull integrity requires raw materials we just don't have. That's why our pilgrimages are so important.
Tell me everything about you. I've missed you so bad. I genuinely don't know who I love more, Garrus or fucking Tali, but they are my favorite. I think they're probably my 2 favorite characters in anything fucking gaming. Or anything fucking media. I love them so much. And Rex is really high up there too. Mass Effect, it's just a goddamn masterpiece. I'm so glad you guys can join me for the ride. Quarians.
Tell me about your people.
Our lives aren't easy. Resources are scarce, and we are constantly on the move. Everything we do must in some way contribute to the continuation of the migrant fleet. There are 17
What a
million
weird question that
colonies
is,
in
by the way.
flotilla, and each of us relies on the others for survival. The bonds among my people are strong. Unfortunately, we have had to surrender many of the freedoms and civil liberties other species take for granted.
Imagine being asked to just describe your whole fucking species. Like some purple dressing gown assassin looking bitch shows up. It's just... Tell me about your whole fucking species. She had that prepared. She knew exactly what to fucking say. I wouldn't know what the fuck to tell people about humans. We all suck. We're disgusting. Move on. We're not worth your time, aliens. Like
What kind of freedoms?
Well, it's illegal for parents to have more than one child. If our population
yes,
grows
China
too much,
of space.
it would strain our resources to their breaking point. Of course, we also can't allow our numbers to become too few. If our population is in decline, the rule against single births is temporarily repealed.
They have
In
just the
extreme
worst
cases of
fucking life in all the
population
galaxy.
decline, incentives are even offered to encourage multiple births. Though the Conclave hasn't had to take such measures in nearly a century.
Just how can you refuse her? How can you resist? She's so sad. She's had the hardest life out of like all the companions, and it's probably just a really average life for any fucking Quarian. Let me comfort you in my arms and also with my penis. Let my penis release the dopamine that you've been so very deprived. Dopamine peen. I have nothing to continue that sentence with. I just really like the phrase dopamine peen. And that's another incredible band name. We are fucking full of them. Every single stream, I'm always coming up with just... You'd instantly be #1. You wouldn't even have to release a song, and you'd already have like 40 billion listeners on Spotify. The Conclave.
That's your government.
The Conclave is our civilian branch of government. Each ship can elect a representative to serve on the Conclave and make decisions that affect the fleet as a whole. On matters that affect an individual ship, however, the captain has the final say. It's a tradition that dates back to the early days, when the fleet was governed by martial law. Fortunately, most captains nowadays are smart enough to have an elected council from their crew to give them advice and guidance.
Dopamine just sound like the sad, limp schween of a heroin addict, though. You don't want anything to do with a doper's peen. Because eventually they start, like, using the dick, don't they? Like, once their arms finally give up and they've got no veins left whatsoever, they go, I imagine they probably go for the legs, and then I think the feet, and then the last resort is the dick, but they'll do it. They gotta get that fixed somehow. I don't know what's worse. Just stabbing it and going for, like, a cock vein? Or, like, does it go in the urethra? I don't want any needles anywhere close to anything below the waist, thank you. So, no heroin for me. You're democratic.
So the ultimate power rests with elected officials.
In practice, the Conclave and the respective council for each ship tend to set the rules that govern our daily lives. But in theory, we are still under military jurisdiction. The 5 top-ranking military officials
you can stop talking now.
On the Admiralty Board. These 5 have the power to overrule any decision by the Conclave in case of emergency. To do so requires unanimous agreement among the Admiralty, and they can only do this once. After that, the entire board must resign their posts. It's a safeguard that served us well. In nearly 3 centuries, the Admiralty Board has only overruled the Conclave 4 times.
Yeah, it's really interesting, Tali, but have you considered penis needles? No, okay, let's continue. I don't actually know what has this all come from Quarians? I don't think I've even asked her about the Geth. I'd remember, because I feel like she's gonna get big sad.
I want to know more about the Geth.
I doubt I can tell you anything you don't already know. It's been almost 3 centuries since they drove my people into exile.
Unless this is how we figured out that our ships are so fucking old. No, okay. Wow, she's got a lot to say.
When we created them, and how they turned on us.
Tell me, Tali.
Interesting.
The Geth were originally created to serve as an automated manual labor force.
Tell me more. Recite
Initially,
your trauma.
Their intelligence was as limited as any VI. Over time, we made small modifications to their programming to allow them to perform more varied and complex tasks, bringing them closer and closer to true AI status.
And then the first one broke free. Isn't AI research illegal? I imagine it's illegal because of what happened with the Geth.
How come the council didn't step in and stop you?
This wasn't true AI research.
Oh, okay,
we may
maybe
have
not.
been skirting the bounds of the law, but we never did anything that was actually illegal. The changes were so insignificant, so gradual, that we were able to control them. Or so we thought. But one thing we underestimated was the power of the neural network. 1 million Geth thinking simultaneously created an inherently unstable matrix.
The Geth are without fucking doubt by far my favorite AI uprising story in like anything ever, and it's one tiny part of this incredible franchise. Oh god, there's so many stories within stories, and then things that don't even matter all that much that could absolutely be a 10 out of 10 games like only story and everything. There's so much in the world of Mass Effect. Being able to re-experience it again, it feels truly incredible. I'm so glad to be here. I'm so glad they've remastered, because I wouldn't have a reason to stream it otherwise. It'd be weird to go back and play a game I've already played on YouTube for stream. But if it's a remaster, I get a free fucking pass. The neural network.
So, the Geth share brain power?
Many of the Geth's logic systems were designed to work in concert with other nearby Geth. Basically, the more of them you have in a group, the smarter they are.
Like a hive mind.
So there's some sort of group consciousness?
No, nothing like that. They cannot share sensory data or information. Their programming cannot handle that much simultaneous input. Each geth maintains an individual awareness and identity. The neural network only operates on a process-based level. It's basically the synthetic equivalent of a subconscious. But when they're in close proximity, they can coordinate low-level functional processes, freeing up more capacity for original or independent thought.
Oh, God. I love it so much because it makes sense. It probably makes zero sense whatsoever on a technical level, but their explanation for it is so much cooler than, and then they got pissed at the humans. You know, it's just... Because they're not even meant to be AI, but they sort of turned themselves into AI by having this tiny little fractional capacity for free thought and everything. And I don't get it.
That doesn't make any sense.
I'm probably oversimplifying. The geth are incredibly advanced and complex creations. All you need to know is that they get smarter when they gather in large numbers.
You don't trust me to be able to fucking
As
get
more
it?
and more geth, their effective intelligence became more sophisticated, more abstract.
My shepherd looks a
One
little
day,
bit smarter
a
than
geth
generic
began to
male
ask its
shep.
Quarian overseer questions about the nature of its existence. Am I alive? Why am I here? What is my purpose? As you can imagine, this caused a near panic among my people.
Why?
I don't see what's so bad about those questions.
Because they're
The geth were
sentient, idiot.
created to engage in mundane, repetitive, or dangerous manual labor. That's fine for machines, but it won't satisfy a sentient being for long. The geth were showing signs of rudimentary self-awareness and independent thought. If the geth were intelligent, then we were essentially using them as slaves. It was inevitable the newly sentient geth would rebel against their situation. We knew they would rise up against us, so we acted first. A general order went out across all Quarian-controlled systems to permanently deactivate all geth. The geth responded to this order violently.
Why though? Just unplug them, switch them up. How do they even get a chance to get violent? Because you shot one down, and they're in, like, I believe they call them Geth cities, when they're all, like, communicating, like the server of Geth. They realize one's being shut off, or one, like, hears some things before they're getting shut off. They're all able to respond to the same information. I love the Geth. They defended themselves. Now, I'm actually a bit shitty with Tali here, because they are sentient beings. Whether it's to prevent, you know, the uprising down the line and to stop using them as slaves, you are still technically killing them. Just ship them off to, like, another planet or something. Anything. Or just give them some land, let them do their thing. But no, of course, you're killing them.
Can't blame them for fighting for their survival.
We had no other choice. The geth were already on the verge of revolution. By acting quickly, we had a chance to end the war before it began. The hope was that most of the geth would still be little more than machines, incapable of organized resistance. But they had progressed much further than anyone anticipated. The war was long and bloody. Millions upon millions of Quarians died at their hands. In the end, we were forced to flee our own homeworld. We feared the geth would pursue us, but they never came beyond the veil. Now we drift through space, exiled, searching for a way to reclaim what was once ours.
What a fucking cool origin for the Quarians. I love them so much, and I will forever despise BioWare. No, I won't. I love you all so much. But they made the worst choice ever, and I know Andromeda got absolutely blasted, and for good reason. It's a piece of shit in comparison to all the other Mass Effect games, but it's still an okay game. It's like a 7, maybe even an 8 out of 10 from any other developer, or under a different name, but it's Mass Effect. You have to be 10 out of 10, or it's not worthy of the fucking name. But when they cancelled the Quarian DLC for Andromeda, that was the dumbest decision they made with the entire thing, apart from its existence in general. Tali, I love you, but they defended themselves.
It's hard to feel sorry for you. Your ancestors tried to wipe out another species.
Shepard, there are better ways to say this to your future wife.
To get in the first place, but we did not make a mistake when we went to war against them.
Shoot her with a super soaker.
They would have wiped us out.
You've cracked the code, Cataclysm.
They have no use for organics. None.
How did no one
they
think
cut
of that?
themselves off from the rest of the galaxy? Why do you think they've killed every organic being who's ever tried to contact them?
Although, if you kill one with a super soaker, others are gonna figure it out, right? and then they'll create, like, unconsensual toaster baths. They'll just jump into the fucking quarry and just trying to relax, have a fucking lovely little bubble bath. Geth climbs in with it, you're fucked. Like, I don't know. They'll figure it out. They'll use the super soakers to their own advantage. Not everyone.
They didn't kill Saren.
What does that tell you? The Geth are not innocent victims in all this. They're the enemy. They want to destroy us.
Or they just want to survive.
Not just the Quarians.
And they think
all
that
organic
the Reapers
life.
and Saren
That's
are the best way.
Saren, and that's why we have to stop him.
I mean, I fucking agree with you there, but leave the poor little Geth babies alone. I care about them too much. I mean, I'm gonna kill thousands. I don't know, like, the Quarians definitely fucked up there. As much as I respect you, as much as I think you've got the most awesome backstory, and I love the flotilla idea and being, like, having their homeworld ripped away from them, you're all dicks. And you've been brainwashed to also be a dick, Tali, and we're gonna fix that,
I
pilgrimage.
want to know more about the pilgrimage.
Now I'm gonna brainwash you myself.
Reach
Because I brainwashed the right
leave our
way.
birth ships and seek acceptance with a new crew. It's necessary to maintain genetic diversity among the fleet.
Oh.
But no ship wants to accept someone who will
Inevitable
be a burden on
incest.
them. So,
Didn't think
to
about
prove our
that.
worth, we embark on a pilgrimage. We set out alone, leaving the flotilla and our families behind us. We only return once we have found something of value we can bring back to the fleet. This is presented as a gift to the captain of the respective ship we wish to join. If the gift is accepted, we are welcomed into the crew.
So they don't always
Did
accept.
the captain choose to reject the gift?
That doesn't happen often. Most captains are eager to increase the size of their crew. It increases their own standing in our society.
I wonder how many captains there are in
Even when a
Quarian
gift is
society.
not particularly valuable, the captain usually accepts it out of a sense of tradition. However, there is a stigma to presenting a substandard gift. It's not the best way to make a good impression on a new community. Most pilgrims don't return until they find something worthwhile.
I could be a pretty impressive gift. Like the first human spectre? Let's go fucking home, let's present me, and then I could probably single-handedly get your Rannoch back. That's the name of the planet, by the way. I don't know if she's actually mentioned that yet. Sounds dangerous.
I can't believe they just send you off alone.
It's not like they just cast us out. Before we leave, we are given lessons in how to survive outside the flotilla, and given gifts to help us on our journey. We also receive implants to fight off sickness and disease. Generations of living in an isolated and highly controlled environment have left our immune systems weaker than most.
Weaker
By
than
the time
most?
we leave the
It's like a
fleet, we are
fucking
well
wet
equipped
tissue
for
paper
pilgrimage.
in front of your
This
nose.
is a rite of passage for all Quarians. If it were dangerous, our numbers would suffer. Virtually every pilgrimage ends with a triumphant return and the ritual presentation of the gift to one of the fleet's captains.
Okay, well for now, let's go ahead and change topic. In fact, I think that's everything we
I
could
want
have
to talk
asked,
about
right?
something else.
Like what?
Can we not have a little personal chat? Is that? Oh, okay. So I think the chat with Ashley is the can we talk thing. I think that's
I should go.
romance. I could be wrong.
See you later.
I'm just sad I can't ask you about how the fucking mission went. Although I guess you technically weren't with us on an actual mission, except all the bullshit that happened on the Citadel. All right. Well, that's everything. It's actually time to embark on a fucking mission now. Time to go pick up my girl Liara. The first blue lady we will ever engage in blue coitus with. Where the fuck are we God, I hate that word so much. Why did I do that to myself? And do you have anything interesting to do ever? I seem to remember just having 3 conversations with him, maybe across the entirety of the game in the first one. Now, maybe, just maybe, they've improved on that a little bit in the remaster, because it seems like almost a bug that he talks like once ever. But I don't know, he's just not worth bringing. I'm sure he has some interesting interactions with whoever the fuck you meet down the line or meet on missions and everything. But if I'm not gonna be able to keep him around all that much, if he's not gonna do anything interesting back at home, then I don't care, dude. We're getting rid of you forever. What do we got going on in here? That is the meeting room. This is gonna be our first little glimpse at the galaxy map. Yeah, when talking with Ashley, he said A little one-on-one, so yeah, kind of sus. Only the sussest, dude. Let's not let that happen ever. We're staying outside of her, probably. Oh, the music! This is the part of the soundtrack I've been waiting to hear for so long. I am smothered in the bumpiest of geese right now. Holy shit. That feels good. And they keep this, they keep, like, variations of this all throughout the trilogy, if I remember correctly. Oh, man. How I have missed this game. Only the Citadel exists in Widow? Okay, well, let's bail the fuck out of here. And let's see what we've got anywhere else. Okay, Serpent Nebula, we can go even further out. And that's the Milky Way as we know and love it. Asteroid X57, the Exodus Cluster. Liara's dig site over here, and thousands of other tiny little shitholes that we need to visit down the line. Oh my god! Game big!